Hello and welcome to my reading. In this reading, we are going to identify some limiting beliefs so that way we may harmonize ourselves and, work on just letting ourselves be happy. Limiting beliefs are created by you or by society, and it's one of those things where you've given yourself permission to believe them and dictate your life. I would say that's a card, but that's too soon. I haven't even given it a proper shuffle. So, going forward, let's think about exactly what it is that you feel like you're being held back from and see how this reading applies to your own situation. So, what is it that we need to know about limiting beliefs? Give us the information about Okay, that one's one. That one did not want to go back in that deck. Oh, all right. Okay. Already I see that our limiting beliefs are about us being in resistance. Okay, that one was upright. The reason I say that is because when we have more reversed than upright cards, it's already telling me that you're resisting something. You're resisting something that the universe is trying to help you understand, the universe is trying to help you learn, maybe it's a lesson from spirit, whatever it is, you're already in resistance. But let's get into the individual cards, because the first one that we have is the Knight of Wands. So knights like to go, they like to move, they like to do. And this knight here, when he's reversed, and this isn't saying that this is someone else, this is most likely you, 100%. They're very impulsive, and they just go from thing to thing to thing, hoping that they're going to find the magic thing that's going to solve all of their problems. And the reason why this is such like an impulsive go thing is because Wands is very action oriented. It's your fire element. So it's literally you doing the thing that gets you to whatever you think is going to be the next quick fix. And then we have the Six of Swords here. Now, the Six of Swords is always about transition, and it's always about you moving to a better place. With it being reversed, it's telling me that you honestly don't think that wherever you're going is a better place. And that's clearly followed up by the Ten of Swords here, because the thing about the Six of Swords is when you're going, you start the journey. You start it. Whatever it is, you start it. And I like to point out with this suit, specifically with this card, is in all the tarot decks, most of them only have the one element per card. So like Swords is air, they're all like air. Cups is water, it's all water. But this is the only card in the tarot that typically always has two elements. It's got air and water. And that's because your head starts, your heart has to follow. So if right now you're working on getting yourself to understand and see things differently, if you're, going through this transition where you've done a bunch of the work and you put a lot of work into it, but you're still not feeling it, just keep doing it. Keep doing the mind work. Keep doing the affirmations. Keep doing what it is that you need to know, because your heart is going to follow. Because the other limiting belief that we have is the Ten of Swords, and this is us not believing that it's over. And I get it. You literally have had 10 swords in your back. That is a very drastic card. Here's the thing. 10s are always about completion, so I know this is over for you. I don't have to question it. It's over. But that doesn't mean you're not still feeling the ripples. That does not mean you're not still going through the emotional grief. Just because it's over in a very air element way, so mentally and cognitively you understand that it's done, you still have to work through some of the garbage that comes with it. If you were somebody who found yourself in an abusive relationship and, you're just getting out of it, yeah, it makes sense that you're jumping from thing to thing to find whatever it is that you're going through. And it makes sense that you're still working through the pain and you're still working through the self-esteem issues and the self-confidence and trusting yourself. And it makes sense that you're always looking over your back. I get that. But here's the thing. In order to move forward, in order to truly heal, we need to trust. We need to trust what we know. And it is over. And yeah, you're still going to have to deal with whatever actual physical damage was done to you. You're still going to have to deal with all the emotional stuff. You're still going to have to do the healing. Just because we have to face these things doesn't mean it's not done. Think of it like a car crash, okay? Once the car crash happens, it happens. But that doesn't mean you still don't have to go through maybe surgery, maybe physical therapy, maybe healing, maybe actual therapy because you have PTSD from the wreck and you can't drive. Like, these are all real things that can happen from one car crash. Car crash is over. We just need to trust and allow ourselves to go through whatever healing processes we have to go in order to move forward. So now that we identified our beliefs, let's get into what it is that we can do in order to release these beliefs. Part of it has to do with healing. Another part of it has to do with, this Knight of Wands over here. Instead of going from thing to thing to thing, looking for the quick fix, we need to understand that this isn't going to be quick. Whatever this change is, whatever this healing is, this card really wants to come out. Whatever it is, it's something that you need to give yourself time to do. You need to give yourself time to heal, to be. All right, this card too. Oh, is there 2 cards? There is 2 cards. All right. All right, so first card, inner journey. I was literally just saying that we still have to do the work. We still have to give ourselves the ability to say, yes, the car crash is over. Whatever that initial thing is, it's over. But now we have to do the inner work. We have to do the inner healing. We have to give ourselves the affirmations. We have to give ourselves the grace to grieve. We have to give ourselves the grace to be angry if you need to be angry. All these things are important. Honoring our emotions and honoring our experiences instead of trying to repress them are important. So if we're trying to get past this limiting belief, we're gonna have to do work. This isn't going to be a quick one and done, and it was never meant to be a quick one and done. This is going to be one of those things that takes time. But because it's going to take time, it's going to be a permanent thing. Next one is home. I love that. Because home isn't necessarily an actual location. At least if you're me, it's not. Home is something that has always been about you feeling home in your body. Because we live in our bodies constantly. We can't ever escape our bodies, except for sleep. The thing is, though, is first and foremost, you have to feel home in your own body before you can feel home anywhere else. And take this from somebody who didn't feel home in her body for almost 37 years. And then when she finally felt home in her own body, because I did the inner work, I did all the difficult stuff that took a lot of time. Once I felt home in my body, it didn't matter where I was physically. Home was wherever I was. Where my heart was, where me living my life was. When I shut out all those voices, when I said I'm done with it, that was when I was home. So when I see this card, it's to help you find home in your own self, in your own body, and find that peace and comfort. Last card, at least of this one, is movement into balance. And I love that too, because inner work, a lot of times people think inner work is just journaling or, sitting in meditation or talking to a therapist. And those are all great ways to do inner work. Inner work, a lot of times, has to be walked out, has to be danced, has to be, something like gardening or stress cleaning. That more often is more healing than journaling or meditation. And I'm not trying to take it away from meditation, but understand that when you're physically working through your emotions, you're doing 2 things. You are doing 2 things in order to get, these emotions out of you. That means that you are physically making a memory in your brain, whether you know it or not, saying, okay, this is physical, I'm doing something and it's no longer a part of me. So your brain's going to accept it a lot easier. And on top of that, you're literally just working through whatever that emotion is. Whether that be fear, whether that be anxiety, whether that be anger, whether that be rage. I've rage clean. When I rage clean, that's the cleanest my house ever gets. So give yourself to move into that balance, whatever you have to do to get to that emotional stable point. This isn't just about resting. This is also about doing, because working on this is doing. Think of it kind of like physical therapy. You gotta kind of keep going through the motions. You gotta kind of keep doing it. We can't just stay stagnant. We can't stay still. So allow yourself to express and deal with these things just by walking, by cleaning, by doing art, by dancing, running, whatever you can do to actively, in a physical way, work through this. Give yourself that grace. All right, I'm gonna grab this deck. See what else we can do in order to let go of these limiting beliefs, because this is a heavy one. You know, this is my first reading I've done in a while on the channel, and surprise, surprise, it's a heavy one. Okay. Oh, we were gonna have a card. Okay, I love this. The Sanctuary. Harmony and balance, joy and contentment. What I love about this card is it shows that a sanctuary is just out in the open. It shows a rainbow, and yeah, it shows a circle, a sacred circle. But I also want to bring up the home card, and it kind of reminds me that, you know, the sanctuary is wherever you are in balance, harmony, and joy, where you can be happy and at peace. Which, if that's not your body right now, that's fine. But when you get to there, it's nice to know that that sanctuary is wherever you can be, wherever you need it to be. If it's not your body right now, if you don't have that in your, like, if you can't find your own sanctuary, your own peace, make it whatever it has to be. I have a little reading nook, like for books, not for cards, where I have a bunch of pillows and a bunch of stuffies and blankets that are all on this big ottoman, and it's stuck in a corner. So literally, like, that's my sanctuary. When things get too hard, I will go take a book or sometimes my journal, and I'll just go and chill there. And, you know, that's my safe space when I don't feel safe in my body or if things are too hard for me. The next card, the road is clear. You know what to do. Walk it your way. So what I love about this is it's a reminder about the walking and the moving. So like with this card where I mentioned that, you know, your head starts and your heart has to follow, but also with the movement into balance, both of them tell me that you know what to do. You already are doing the thing. You mentally know what to do. But also, again, it's that walking. Walk it your way. Do it your way. Trust that you are already doing it. So I love that this is already just kind of reinforcing the walk part that we were talking about. And then we have good luck, auspicious? Sorry, that word is one of those I can say better than I can read. Wishes granted and blessings. So this tells me that the universe is with you. Spirit is with you. You are being guided and divinely guided in this. You're not being left out. You're not being forgotten. This isn't just something where you get a stroke of good luck. This is that you are already creating your luck. Good luck doesn't just happen to you. You create it. You do it by doing the things and trusting the process. All right, let me just get the next deck here and see what kind of encouragement Spirit can give us and how we can continue to create our own luck and just work with this so that way we can get that healing started, so we can find home in our body, so we can understand who it is that we are. This one, 100% that one. Oh, that's ironic. That card, it says limitations inspire innovations. And this video is about identifying our limitations and releasing them. So right off the bat, that tells me that whatever your situation is, you didn't go through this. You're not in this place because you did something wrong. You're in this place because there is a purpose for it. And the purpose is for you to, this one has to come too. The purpose was for you to share your story, to be an inspiration for other people, for you to, find a way to help others who have gone through similar things and, who you can, not only inspire with your story, but who can use whatever strategy you used to get out of that situation. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of things happening right now in this world, and there's a lot of new things that we have to deal with. So what this is telling me is that whatever you're experiencing for the reason because you are going to help other people find their own solutions to the situation, because whatever you are experiencing is unique, and it's something that not a lot of people have gone through. Bravely market your magic. Look at that. So with that literally is telling me that, like, whatever you're going through, whatever this healing process is, we're not meant to be quiet about it. We're meant to share. We're meant to talk about. And then we got fierce serenity. And I'm just going to see what this last card is. In the now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Fierce Serenity, and I love this card because, like, it's got the lion on it, and anything that has a lion in any Oracle or Tarot deck, I just automatically, like, associate with the Strength card. So, Fierce Serenity to me is like that strong, silent strength, and it's one of those reminders that we are this lion, that we always have that inner lion in us. And in the now, this card literally says what it says. It's about being present in the now. It's about trusting that this past is done, that this is over with. That car crash no longer, like, it's not our current. The now is whatever state we are in now. That is what we need to pay attention to. That is what we need to focus on. That's just funny, honestly. Okay. Last few cards, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this reading up because it's starting to feel complete. I just want to point out, whoever you are that's watching this, you are a very strong person, and whatever happened to you, I understand that it was unfair because life sucks and it is unfair at times, but things are going to get better for you. You're not just going through this because you're being punished or because there's something that you need to suffer. You're going through this because you're going to come out of it stronger. And that's it. You're going to come out of it stronger. And not only are you going to come out of it stronger, but you are going to be able to help so many people who went through the same situation. And that's beautiful. All right. We have all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. Okay. I love that. As I was talking about how, what happened to you is unfair, but everything is working out for your highest good. What you went through was unfair, but know that it's done and it's over. And I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. Okay, this card is the final card, and I was gonna pull another one, and then I was like, no, this feels right, this feels done. And I get it now, because the whole thing of this message, in order to release, and I'm just gonna kind of keep this card here because this is really important, is what we need to release, what we need to do to release is we need to forgive. Right now, in this moment, you need to forgive. I'm not talking about whoever did anything to you. We need to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself first. Because the person that we often forget to forgive, or the person that we just hold accountable more than anybody, is ourselves. Forgive yourself. Because even if you knew you were in a bad situation, even if you knew what you're doing wasn't right, you did the best that you could in that moment. Even if you knew it wasn't right, you still did the best that you could in the moment. So give yourself the grace to understand that you did what you needed to get to this point. And the point that you're at now isn't going to be permanent. It's gonna get better. But in order to let go all of this, you need to forgive yourself. All right. I hope this reading resonated with you. I hope you got something out of this. I feel really good about this reading. If you could let me know in the comments below what you do, if you do like a ritual, or if you just forgive yourself or claim it, tell me in the comments exactly when and how you understood that you need to forgive yourself, because this is the most powerful point of this reading right here. All this is important, but the forgiving thing, that's the big thing. That's what we need to work on. That's what we need to focus on, is forgiveness of self. So if you take anything out of this reading, we're going to forgive ourselves. All right, that's all I got for today. I wish you the best of love. I'm very thankful for you and everything that you do, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.